Good morning. Again, happy Friday. The sun is starting to come up finally. So, Fridays we always talk about self-care. And this is a more serious note about self-care. I did the initial Friday video a few moments ago and it's posted on YouTube and all the social media. So be sure to watch that. But this is a little more serious. There is, I don't want to say a darker side to self-care. There's a more serious side to self-care. The world is not a nice place, and we all know that. There are people in this world who thrive on being miserable, hateful, hurtful, evil. They will use you, abuse you, and not think twice about it. And that's awful that we have to endure this. It's the world. So what I do is whenever, you shower every day or, bathe or whatever it is you do, I do affirmations, things, and I've done this for years, positive things that I tell myself, because you are what you think and you are what you show yourself that you are. So it's more than just lip service. So when I'm in the shower, I will say, not out loud, I don't want my neighbors to hear me, but in my head, I'm saying, I release all negative people from my life. I release relationships that are one-sided. I release people that take advantage of me. I release clients that don't pay me. I release resentment and anger. And so the purpose of this is you're in the shower, and as you're saying this, the water is hitting you, and it just kind of let it wash it all away. And just do it every day, and it will, I promise you, it will make a difference. It might take a couple of days, but you will find yourself being less negative. At least it works for me, and I've done this for years. I like to also have parents start this with kids when they're 4 or 5, and teach your kids just two or three little things to say, that they're a good person, they're smart, just 2 or 3 things that are really positive about them that they can tell themselves, and they will believe that about themselves. And then, if they have siblings, you play nice. See, you are a good person. You really are a good sister, a good brother, whatever the case may be. Teach them to love themselves. Teach them self-care at an early age. Bedtime, and this is for my opinion, kids 13 and under, no iPads in bed, no phones in bed. Let's read a book, let's meditate, let's listen to calm music, anything to kind of turn your brain off and let it start settling down. This applies to adults too, but I want you to start instilling this in your kids so that they will look forward to going to bed. And they know it's a nice time because you're in bed and it's soft and snuggly, and we're going to read a story, we're going to read a book, we're going to listen to my favorite song, whatever. For grown-ups, same thing applies. Put the phones down, put the iPads, laptops away, let's settle your mind, and let's lay there, do meditations, listen to music, do your affirmations. The day's over. I survived the day. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. I am worthy of happiness, joy, love, respect, dignity, because it's all true. And the more you tell yourself this, the more you are going to believe this. But you have to show it to yourself too. And by that, you have to set boundaries. And those boundaries mean removing negative people from our lives. I'm not talking just being mean, nasty, and rude, but those one-sided friendships, one-sided relationships, they got to go, honey. They have to go. They are pernicious. They are sucking the life out of you. You don't need that. We used to call them fair weather friends. If they need us, they're going to call. Absolutely. But that's it. You may not hear from them for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. But if they need you, they know how to find you. And it's always for a favor, for advice, for wisdom, for help. Don't let people use you and take advantage of you, okay? Let's set boundaries. Boundaries are part of self-care. Teach your children boundaries. To do their own homework, not to do somebody else's. It's one thing to help a sibling clean a room, but don't clean their room for them. Start boundaries early so that by the time a 5-year-old grows into a 10-year-old and they're in school, they have really good boundaries. A really important fundamental point of self-care is saying no. Saying no is self-care. Not to be mean and nasty, but if somebody wants you to do something, you don't have time, you don't have the energy, it's not for you, no. Love that word, no. Teach your kids it's okay to say no. If somebody's asking them to do something that they know they shouldn't do, say no. If they're being asked to do something they're not capable of doing, say no. They are not allowed to tell you no if it's time to brush their teeth, clean their room, or go to bed, or eat their Brussels sprouts. They are not allowed to say no for that. But you understand what I'm saying. We have to get rid of those people that are sucking the life out of us. Do not allow pernicious people that suck the life out of you, around children. If your child comes to you and says, I don't like being around so-and-so, find out why. Do not say, oh, they're fine. Oh, you're being silly. Listen to your child. Trust your child. Have loyalty to your child, not to this other person. And I don't care if the other person's a family member. Your child comes first. When you have children, they're the priority from that point on, not your friends, not your family. Well, of course, your other children and your spouse, if you have a spouse. But no, your child is your priority. Everything else, that comes second. So let's teach them healthy habits early on. I want you to learn healthy habits now. Nurture yourself. Respect yourself. If somebody is disrespecting you, it's not going to happen. Tell them, I will not allow you to disrespect me. When you can talk to me in a respectful tone, we'll talk. But until that time, I'm done. If somebody disrespects your child, they are disrespecting you. Don't put up with it. Do not go out and attack somebody. Don't get into a war with the neighbors, but just find out what's going on and say, you're not going to speak to my child like this. This is a child. You do not speak to a child like this. If you have something to say it to me, and we'll work it out, but you're not speaking to my child like this. Some families have horrible language. Other families don't swear at all. It's a family preference. I can't get involved in that. But if you're a family that doesn't use bad words, and you visit somebody or somebody comes over and they are using bad words around your child, tell them. Say, I'm sorry, we don't speak like that around the kids. That's all you have to say. And if they say, well, they're going to hear it somewhere, where they may, but they're not going to hear it in my house. And be nice about it. You don't have to be nasty. There are people in this world that are mean, evil, nasty. They're brewing for a fight. They are negative people. Negative people attract other negative people. We don't need that in our life. Stay away from it. Don't get involved. Don't take the bait. If it's something on social media and you don't agree with it, instead of ranting and raving and saying something stupid, keep scrolling. If you find it really offensive, block and delete that person. It's that simple. You don't have to voice an opinion on everything that you read. I'm on several groups on social media, and it's just astounding how people will just be vicious over the silliest things. And when somebody is that mean and nasty, honey, they're fighting a battle with themselves. It has nothing to do with whoever said whatever. It has nothing to do with you. They're fighting their own battle with themselves. Mean, evil, nasty people have a problem with themselves. And they are sharing that with everybody else. Do not let that affect your light. If somebody wants to be mean, evil, and nasty, whatever, as long as it's not affecting you personally, as long as they're not physically attacking you, whatever. Teach that to your kids. If somebody's a bully and they're acting out, they have problems. That problem is not your child. They have personal problems. Because it's a true statement. We have all encountered, we know people that are just negative, nasty people. They're always in a bad mood. They're always hateful and hurtful, even to their own children. A child gets ready for school in the morning and say, well, you're wearing that. I don't have anything for you to eat. Eat something at school. I don't have lunch money. You should have thought of that. Go get it from somebody else. They're just mean, evil, nasty people. And I feel horrible for those children because children are supposed to be cherished and nurtured. And these people have such personal issues in their own life with themselves. They can't set that aside and love their own child. They can't love anybody else because they can't even love themselves. And that is very sad. That is very, very, very sad. So just know, keep scrolling on social media. Don't take the bait. There's some really horrible things happening in the world right now. And everybody has an opinion. But everybody's entitled to an opinion. Everybody's, as I have said for years, everybody has the right to be wrong. You don't have to get into an argument with someone. You don't have to be a right fighter and argue to prove your point. Let them think whatever they want to think. Whatever. You think what you think. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to share it with the world. If you have a question, ask in a respectful tone, but don't take the bait, okay? It's a weekend. It's time for self-care. And I want you to have a beautiful weekend, but I want you to observe your boundaries. I want you to respect yourself, to love yourself, to use affirmations. If they work for you, just, I am beautiful, I am a good person, I deserve happiness, I deserve love, I deserve respect. That works. Teach it to your kids. Start them young. And remove the negative people from our lives. Step away. Just step away. If they call and they want you to go do something, I'm busy, I'm sorry. If they're texting you, be polite. Answer their question, say you're busy, and keep going. Protect your boundaries. Use them. Have an amazing weekend. I think you are an amazing person, and I am so proud of you. You are such a gift to this world, and I don't want you to ever forget that, okay? Have a great weekend, baby.